Was Tony Stark really only a genius on Earth? You're only a genius on Earth, pal! Also, side note, it's funny that Tony calls Rocket Ratchet because the video game Ratchet and Clank has a very similar character to Rocket Raccoon, who loves weapons. Now, Rocket's both right and wrong about this joke, because there's great tech out there in the universe and the multiverse, but Tony's stuff was used by a lot of people. For example, Endgame Thanos had to copy the technology of Tony Stark's time travel GPS and the Pym particles in order to shrink his ship so he could bring it to Avengers Campus and go through time. Thanos would have never made it to the Endgame battle if he didn't have Stark tech. Not to mention in the comics that Tony Stark builds a god-killer armor so he could go up against Celestials throughout the universe. And we've already seen in Multiverse of Madness that Tony Stark's AI and his Ultron program was a success in some universes. Tony Stark's tech did so good in protecting those Earths that the Avengers retired. Also in the comics, there's a race called the Starks, and it's a planet that found Stark technology on a crashed ship, and they incorporate it into their culture and they worship this Stark tech as their god. Cool side note, Taserface from Guardians of the Galaxy 2, he's actually originally from the god-worshipping Stark race. And this isn't even talking about Tony Stark's energy production with the arc reactor or his nanotechnology inspirations. So yes, there's lots of geniuses like Tony Stark out there, but he's still a genius in the universe.